welcome to Cackling in the Void.
I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Ashley.
Let's see if the void echoes back today.
Today we're two best friends diving deeper into the void, talking about chapters 19 through 21.
Of Beguiled.
Of Beguiled. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just in case you guys did not know, Beguiled by Fay Messina is the book that we're reading. And
apparently I needed this knowledge. Me. We're talking about these chapters. Okay, Ashley, about what book? Just chapters?
I mean, we are pretty deep into the series, so understandable.
We are over halfway now, officially.
I know, we are over halfway. I am going to say, I guess I didn't realize, like, what a slow burn this has been. But, you know, we're almost halfway, and there hasn't been, like, a single kiss between, I mean,
there has there has been a kiss.
Yes, I guess there has been a kiss. But I'm talking about,
I feel like I've been using that less because we're not talking about Dane.
Yeah, because there's no actually character in this book.
No, there's not. It's so nice.
God.
It's so nice.
The thing that I hate the most is when I'm in the middle of a sentence and Ashley says, actually, and I'm like, I hate you. I hate that voice. I hate that word. But also at the same time, I love it. It makes so much sense because they would stop you. They would stop you and be like, actually, it's very in character. I just hate that character. It's okay.
He's my favorite character.
But see, here's the thing is Ashley also has characters that she hates of mine. I do feel like that's a thing. Of my personal characters that Kaylee has as voices, I know Ashley has ones that she hates.
My God. I literally want to slap you in the fucking face. It's
okay
annoying
that Ashley interrupts me and says, actually, because I feel like in real life I annoy the shit out of her more.
It's the stupid voice. I'm not going to lie. They're good voice. Like, you've done a great job, like, doing the voices. You're very talented, and I love it. But I hate it.
But, you know.
I love that you're talented, and it's great, and I'm always going to be here to
love and support me. But also at the same time, it's okay.
I'm going to
I agree.
slap the shit out of you. I hate those.
I also
know
agree
people
because
that actually talk like that. And I feel like that's something that you really hear in California more than you do anywhere else. That one specific tone of voice and the way they talk. I'm like,
it's okay.
Why are we talking like this? We don't need to talk like this.
It's a regional thing.
It is a regional
Nobody
thing.
knows.
You know, surfer boy, skater boy, valley girl. Literally
really
all
good.
California things.
But, you know.
Because I feel like I don't hear that when I was like in Florida. I didn't hear that type of talk. Maybe. I feel like it's a California talk.
Yeah.
I think it's just different there. Like, it's probably a different version of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was like each region has that. I'm sure that tons of people will say that. They're like, hey, we all know.
No.
We all know this version.
Yeah. It drives me insane. It's the worst.
But, you know.
Because you do it so exaggerated, too. And I'm like, oh.
It's kind of the best, though.
You're so good at it.
But anyway, getting back to our chapters, I was going to, more or less, they just really haven't kissed. Like, passionately.
They haven't kissed.
So, yes, I know.
Technically?
They actually have, technically, in all technicalities. They have kissed.
Yeah, Casimir and
But, like, I want them to kiss now. Me. Why are they not kissing
Talia
now?
And Casimir to kiss?
No. Actually, I want them to be because that's so bad.
So,
I want them to because I want to know if she's going to get the ick. Because it's almost like she hasn't really gotten the full ick yet. And I'm like, girl, I feel like I've gotten the ick.
So bad.
I've got, it's not that, like, it's like one of those things where it's like I get it that he's really like he's really pretty to look at. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. Like, absolutely. And so
Like, so valid.
so valid. But also at the same time, I'm like, do I think that I could, like, I don't know. I've just gotten the ick multiple times now.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like it's just like a personal thing. I was like, if somebody brought up that
I got the ick in these chapters too.
yeah. Yes. Also, yes.
For sure I did.
Because even though like they're not like interacting, it's just like the way that he acts around other
About
people.
her. Yeah.
But it's also like maybe we can say that that's a how they were raised thing.
That's true. But because I guess he was the older brother, so he had to probably get more of that than Ruin did. Like the raising of like that mindset.
Yeah, just
Maybe
you can kind of see that Casimir seems slightly more versed in the actual policies and politics of certain areas.
Which is so interesting because like even later in this chapter,
where like you can tell that Casimir is a royal. He demands deference. You know.
Yeah.
He's very much the, and even when he's talking, I mean, we'll bring it up in the chapter, but even when he's talking to Rainier in this chapter, in this first, like chapter, I do think that like the way that he phrases like certain things, I'm like, there still seems to be some degree of separation.
Yeah, and I feel like there's that degree of separation, and he also very much still kind of, it's interesting because it's the next chapter, we're not even here yet, but it's interesting. Oh god, I don't want to lose my thought. Okay, it's interesting that they have a matriarchy, but yet he's acting like it's a patriarchy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, oh, you need to be the good wife, and you need to do this, and like be a queen and do this and that.
Yes and no. I'm going to say yes and no. Because, yes, I think that there's some degree to that. But also at the same time, like if we were to like flip this around, like say Casimir is a woman and Talia's a man. And they're the same situation that they're in, but their genders are just now flipped. I still think that a queen that is hungry for power would act the same.
Oh, yes, for sure.
And so I think yes, in a way, I can see what you mean by
because he wants the power. So that's what,
Yes, like acting as if there's the patriarchy that's involved. But I do think that there is a very acute understanding that he needs Talia.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Which is very...
He needs Talia to become the king.
Which is very interesting in seeing that type of dynamic when it comes to him and Rune. Because, I mean... I don't know. I just feel like in terms of talking about fated mates, I know that we haven't jumped into the chapters yet, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I know that we haven't really jumped into the chapters yet. But like in terms of talking about fated mates, do you think that also motivates the way that they act? Because Casimir doesn't have that bond. So in a way,
now he's being
like overly come here, look at me, pay attention to me.
Yeah.
listen to me, hear me, focus on
So you
me.
don't have the bond with him anymore.
Yeah, so that's kind of like a fading thing. But here's the thing is, I guess, do you think that everybody knows, or do you think that it's only Taryn that knows? Ashley's dying. Everybody pause. Ashley drank some water and it clearly went down the wrong pipe. It's okay. She's got this. She knows how to drink water, guys. She's really skilled at it. Actually, she's won a couple of like water drinking competition. It's called How to Choke Within 3 Seconds. She's done so well at this. Um, she's won a few competitions. Actually, it's been really good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she also is she's won some competition for putting up with Kaylee's bullshit.
Literally.
It's a whole whole category of putting up with bullshittery. Ashley has definitely done a phenomenal job at it.
Thank you. You have too. You also have won awards for putting up with my bullshittery.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's hard to be award winning in your field, but sometimes you just gotta strive for excellence. Okay, jumping into the chapters,
Yeah,
really starting us off.
Holly going to the library, and she meets someone, and she's met with a bow because everybody still bows to her, but she's like, it felt more like obligatory than respectful. Like, oh, I have to do this. And she is being taught by... Give me a second. Oh, I'm in the wrong fucking chapter. Because the chapters are...
You got this.
Off. Seraphine. There it is.
Let's go.
Woohoo.
Lady Seraphine.
Yeah, so she's being taught by someone named Lady Seraphine, and she's going to be in charge of teaching her about the land, the politics, and like the etiquette of being a queen there. And she, off the bat immediately, is so rude and passive aggressive.
I really think that it is I feel like we've all seen, and maybe hopefully not all of it has met this woman, but that very like almost stereotypical strict teacher.
Yeah.
That is I demand respect. This is the way it goes. No questions.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I do think that it's like is she rude? Or is she just that type of teacher?
Yeah. I think the thing that I found was like passive aggressive was like, she says like, well, considering your weird upbringing, we're going to have to start from the beginning. And like the way she said it, I was like, that's a little passive aggressive. But also, her upbringing was weird. Like it makes sense and I understand it, but it was just, there's certain things of the way how she said it. I do think she is that strict teacher with passive aggressiveness in it.
Yeah, but also I feel like it comes from maybe a little bit of a bias, because I'm sure that this was the same teacher that they had when they were younger.
Oh, probably.
And so I'm sure that this lady has met very many sides of their younger self to do this. But also it's very clear that she's like this all of the time.
Yeah.
And has always been like this, because even the guys are like, yeah, this is it.
Yep.
This is it.
Yeah. And, Talia kind of goes, yeah, okay, like, right, let's do it, right?
Yeah.
And she
But
does
also,
go,
I
she's
don't
like,
think that, like, Tully had a choice in it. And I don't think
no,
that
no,
this
no, no.
teacher had
But
a
she openly
choice.
says, she says, okay, like, right, like, she tells the teacher,
Yeah.
right, like, just because that, I mean, you
Yeah,
and I say it all the time. That's just
there's
a
nothing you
common,
can say.
right, you're right. It's a
Yeah.
response. And she does say, she's like, one does not say right in front of a counselor. Either you say as you wish or you nod. It's like very strict into etiquette and very strict into, so that's where that really strict teacher comes in. As you wish, first off. I always think of The Princess Bride when I hear
I was
that.
going to say, I was like, okay, Princess Bride.
What a
That's
good movie.
crazy. I loved it. It was really
It's
good.
so great. So good. I know some younger people who have not watched The Princess Bride, and I said, I need to educate you.
I love that Ashley is like, man, I love educating the youth on these movies. And I'm like, Ashley, have you seen this movie? Like making a reference. And Ashley's like, no, I've never seen that movie. And I'm like, fuck me.
You're like, okay, goddamn it, now I need to educate you.
and then I was like, actually, were you even born when this movie came out? Were you alive? Did you exist? Was that a thing? The answer was no. The answer was still no. And I was like, that's okay.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's whatever.
I will watch it. At least I know of it. And I
mean, yeah, you should.
It.
You should know. You should know of it because I do think that it's like. I do think that it can be considered a cult classic in certain genres, but I don't know.
We're talking about The Mummy for everybody who's confused. This is a pre-recording conversation that's coming back.
But I don't know if it's necessarily a cult classic for everybody, considered a cult classic for everybody.
I mean, it's a cult classic for some people, therefore. I would consider it a cult classic, but a little bit.
It's one of those things where it's like it's hard for me to say that movie is a classic because I remember it so well and it's just so ingrained. Like, it's just
people
like
are calling
a big thing.
Like the age of like Ratatouille and stuff cult classics now. And I'm like,
everybody needs to stop.
Weird.
Okay. We're going to pivot back into the book.
Yes.
And
so then
pivot back into the book because that was a crazy statement.
Speaking of cult classics, she hands her a book.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Speaking of cult classics, she hands her a book.
Segue back in. She hands her a book of lineages, and I'm gonna pull up the lineages because
Ashley has them.
I do.
Because they're most likely really important, so we're gonna say them because they are important.
Yes. So she's like, okay, you need to start here, and like points at the book. And she's like, Queen Marwyn, 12th in her line, reigned for 83 years, known for defeating the Shadow Court in the Battle of Silverfen. Repeat it. And then,
also, I do feel like that's important.
That's why I wanted to read that out loud. Like why'd she read that one specifically? As they're trying to battle like these shadow.
Yeah, because later on in the chapter we find out that literally is basically Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so then she repeats it.
Gonna be. I think that I do.
I think that's gonna have significance for sure. How interesting that it's like 12th in her line. So it's interesting to me of like how the lineage. I feel like I need to see a diagram like the one I drew for Zane and his grandparents.
Well,
like a diagram of like if it got into play later. Well, I feel like I would need that.
I mean,
but we'll see. Also, I want to know when this was.
What do you mean? What?
Like, when was this? So this is the...
Define when was this?
I want to know when this queen was reigning. Like, how soon or how long ago was this? Is what I want to know.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, she was 84 when she died.
Okay, so it says, this is the premier silly of, like, the history and law. By tomorrow, I expect you to be able to recite the lineage of the queens for the past 4 centuries. So I'm guessing maybe that was 4 centuries ago. And like starting from the beginning and then working their way.
This is
Is
going to
my
be a
guess.
dumb question, but a century is 10 years, right?
That's 100.
100? See?
Yeah.
Hence why I'm like, Kaylee is. Listen, guys. It's early in the
The
morning,
century's
and
10 years, right?
I have no brain cells, and I can very clearly admit that that's okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 100 years. So
I
she
love that.
reigned for 83 of them. So I'm guessing that was.
I'm sorry. She has to recite 4 fucking centuries. She has to recite 400 people.
Yep. By tomorrow, I expect you to be able to recite the lineage of the queens from the last 4 centuries. The lineage of the queens. That's not just the queens. That's their entire line. 12th in their line too. That would take me a month. Like maybe a week if I did nothing else.
I don't know. I just feel like
I'd struggle.
But also maybe with the Fay abilities, their brains have better
maybe
memory.
Maybe they have more brain cells.
Yeah, obviously more brain cells than me. Being like, I'm sorry,
Same.
I don't know how long that is. Please tell me. Can you tell me? Is that how long that is? Is a decade the same as a century? Because at this point, nobody knows.
No, a decade is 10 years.
I know. That's why I was like, I don't know why I said it like that.
Yeah.
Clearly I didn't. Clearly I didn't. Because I was like, what's going on, guys?
So she has to take the tome with her. And like,
oh yeah, clearly she's gotta.
Yeah, she's like, hey, read this once and yeah, you have to recite all of it.
Yeah.
No, she does not do that. And then
you have a photographic memory, you just don't know it yet.
To imagine, oh god,
that'd be so nice.
It'd be so nice. I've heard that there's some things that aren't nice about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it sounds nice to be able to like read something once and just kind of be able to go, got it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and so she's kind of like hunching over the books and like kind of like reading it as you do. And she was like, sit back, a queen does not slouch. And then she even says, she's like, this feels weird. Like, it feels like I'm not in my body. Like, someone's, like, holding me, and I don't like it. And, dude, I don't think I'd ever be able to be a queen. I slouch all the time.
Yeah, I think it's just, like, the idea of being... This is where, like, politics and etiquette really comes in. Because it's, like, the idea of being always seen as this one persona, you know?
Yeah,
and I feel like...
And I also know that, like, at least for me, I learned the past couple years and stuff, but, like, hunching over and, like, let's say, like, you're resting your head like this and stuff like that is a very big, like, chronic pain thing to do.
Makes sense.
Like, other people do it that don't have chronic pain, but it's a thing because it's, like, taking weight off of, like, your certain joints and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
I'm always resting my head a little bit because my head is so heavy.
I mean, yeah, it's valid. It is.
Yeah. I mean, a head is actually quite heavy. Wild that it, like, balances on this, like, thing.
Yes.
The neck? That's what it's called.
Yes.
And so she was there for hours with her, and then it kind of does a time skip where she's now still in the library, like, looking over the tome. Like,
well, yeah.
And she's been there for hours. Like, she's like, this is the worst. And so Taryn just appears and it scares the shit out of her. She's like, holy fuck, why would you do that to me? Never, you need to stop. And I do love how she says, if you want to die a slow, agonizing death, I highly recommend reading about court etiquettes and politics.
Yeah, because at this
so
point,
valid.
she's dying. She's like, I can't. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. And I love how she pointed out, she's like, there's so much about the law and policy, but there's not anything about the different kinds of fae. If I'm going to be a queen, I need to know who I'm in charge of.
No, I also agree with that.
So smart. I love that. She said that and I went, yes, go girl. Absolutely.
Yes, it is important to know where you came from, but I also think that it's important to know, like,
what you're dealing with now.
Yeah. And, like, what's going on and, like, the climate of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also like the fact that one, it's kind of like we talked about earlier, is that things that we love about this world is the fact that there's so many different types of creatures or
Mm-hmm.
fae,
Yeah.
in this realm
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is just so much more, which I'm really enjoying.
It's really fun to see the difference. And like, we haven't seen much of it because we are still in the castle and we're
Mhm.
learning from. I do love how, because
Talia's
of the different
perspective.
perspectives, we're getting a lot more information than Talia has, but we're still learning along with Talia. She wrote it very well in that sense.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Where it's you're getting information that Talia doesn't really have,
Hmm.
but then you're
But still relevant to that
still,
present time.
and you're still learning with Talia where you're like, oh, this, I'm still also confused with you, Talia.
Hmm.
But I do have this information that you don't have. And I really think she did a phenomenal balance with that.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And I do love how he's like, oh, like, can I help you in any way? And she just goes, kill me now. And he's like, oh, I'm afraid that's not part of my job description.
Which I think is really funny because I was like,
I love
oh,
their
so
banter.
if it was, would you?
Literally, me. Oh, God. I would go insane if I had to read politics and
Yeah,
law.
no, I would not want to do that.
Do I find the law really interesting in certain aspects? Yeah. Reading it, I feel like I'd just go insane. Yeah.
It's just not my thing. Listen,
Yeah.
there are
And
certain things that will never be my things,
that is one of them.
and that's okay.
And I do
accept
love
that.
how she kind of starts asking about, like, why are you the only pixie here? Like, can you tell me anything about this? And she's like, he does say, it's like, oh, there are others in the castle, but most of them work in the kitchen or handle laundry. Pixies
Mhm.
don't usually become courtiers. And then he says, a large part of me doing that was because of Ruin. And he's like, oh, like, he pushed me in the right direction.
Yeah. So
And I do love seeing, like, the friendships.
yeah,
Like,
but also how interesting the way that they talk about each other in these
Yeah.
said friendships.
yeah. Isn't that interesting? Interesting.
I think it's extremely interesting. Especially
What are your thoughts on
because,
it?
I mean, just when you hear Taryn talk about Rainier, sorry, not Rainier, Rune, and then when you hear Rainier or even Casimir talk about Rainier, it's very different feel. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell that Taryn not only deeply cares for Rune, but also still like respects him and gives him the title that he deserves, and like
Mm-hmm.
the respect that his post commands, but deeply cares for him in a friend way to speak so highly of him.
Yeah. And we're not seeing that with Casimir and
Well,
Rainier.
technically,
As
Casimir
much.
does say certain things, but
Yeah.
it's very interesting because, like, technically, none of them have stated that they're friends.
Mm-hmm. I thought Ruin and Taryn had.
I believe they have, but like in terms of Rainier and Casimir,
I thought he did on the horse. Hey, that is my friend, but I will gladly kick his ass for you.
no, he said that I know that he may be the king.
You're right. You're right. I don't think they said they were friends.
Yeah. And that's why I think that it's really interesting in the way that they talk about each other.
Yeah.
Because you can just hear in the way that Taryn talks about Rune that they are just so, like, not only grateful, but like that they have a deep connection. You
Yeah.
know? And the other thing is like, I don't think I finished my thought in the very beginning, but does Casimir know?
Know what?
Does Casimir know that they're fated?
I
Like,
would say so.
did he Is that like a commonly known fact? Or is that
I would say
something
so.
that Rune's kept to himself?
Because he is so in denial about it.
Yeah, but
That's
he
true.
has been.
But is it obvious to
Because,
see
well,
when the...
no, I see, the thing is, the reason why I ask is because in the memory when they were like kids and they were in her room, they were like sneaking around.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
they were like, we can't be doing this.
That's true. That's
So
true.
I'm like,
Hmm.
did do they know? Because, Rune's like, oh, like you could just tell them. You could just tell
Yeah.
them that you don't want to do it anymore and that you want to marry me. Like you could just tell them that.
Yeah. And she goes, I can't. Like, this is how
Yeah.
it has to be. Damn.
But then it's like at that point, did she even know that it was the bond, or was she like not fully aware of that yet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Because
true.
Rune is like, I've known for
Ruin
so
knew
long. But then
so
he's like,
long.
I don't know if she knows. And I'm like, why do you not know? Have you guys not talked about it?
Yeah.
Like, clearly right now, we're not
I
talking
think
about it. Because
possibly she
kind of
might
like,
have like known, but they were both like, no, we can't just not talking about it because they knew that they couldn't act upon it.
yeah, maybe. But it's also just like I don't know, because within that realm, like, I just feel like normally they would consider fated a higher priority. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
societal wise, like, because like they consider it to be, a gift from a god.
That's true.
So,
That's true. That's true.
and then to have like, regardless of which child, bound to royalty by such a unique and treasured bond.
Yeah.
Like, I think that you could really do anything. But then it's also like the idea of like, I mean, that's why I wonder. But also I'm like, maybe Casimir just wants that much power.
Yeah. It's also interesting to me of like what we haven't seen. I guess we have, but I guess it was more of a because we haven't. Okay, sorry, my brain. I was thinking and not saying all of my sentences.
Yeah, I know.
It's we haven't seen a Fey realm where the marriage was important. If that makes sense. Because it's the bond that's important. Whereas, yes, if we think about it, I'm referencing two different books.
Yeah.
Series.
No, I agree.
The reason that the males got married to them is because it was a human custom that they still wanted to do.
Yes.
And so they got
yes.
married and they had the rings because that's what
that's what the ladies wanted.
The ladies wanted to do. I was like, girls, that's not the word
that's
I'm
what
looking
the
for.
ladies wanted. So what the ladies want, the ladies get.
Yeah,
which
but
I agree
it wasn't
with.
In their realm.
Yeah,
it's not something that's important. So it's interesting to me that the bond is second to what marriage for the political stuff.
Yeah,
it makes sense. It's just something we haven't seen, and so it's actually really fun to talk about.
But I guess like that is the thing is like, is that the case?
From how everybody's talking, that's what it seems. Like it seems like the marriage is above, like a step above a fated mate's bond.
Yeah. I guess it just depends on whether or not they know.
I meant for the world, not for the people, but for the world. It seems like the marriage is more important.
See, once again, I
think we need to figure out more about the bond and stuff.
Well, but it's once again, I just feel like I know that I need to have more information to really agree with you or not, because I think once again, in my mind, I feel like it's like well, do they know that they're fated? Because once again, it's still the same family.
Yep.
So why is it so important? And like Rune and Cass both acknowledge that Cass was closer to their father.
Yeah.
Than their mother. But it's also like, if it was a matriarchy, if this world is run on a matriarchy, wouldn't the better partner be the person that was closer to the mother? If that was Rune.
That's true.
Or did the mom die in childbirth? That's questionable.
I forget.
I don't know.
I thought she did die in childbirth.
I thought somebody did.
I think she died in childbirth. Did she? I don't know. We'd have to go back and look. But jumping back in. She's asking about like kind of what kind of magic does Taryn have, and then he's like, well, besides being able to translocate, he also has a pretty strong glamour magic, which he used in the mortal realm, and that's why he was able to blend in so well. And he said glamour is tricky but useful, and it's great for excellent pranks. And I said, I love that that's your motivation for this. And she asked, like, can Fay translocate? And he says some, but all like sprites and pixies are like they're the best at it. And you know, they're talking about
also their elemental magic can lend towards them being able to.
Yeah, so like the wind, so those that have an affinity for wind magic, like Casimir, can translocate easier than someone that has maybe like water or something.
Yeah.
And
or ice.
Or ice. Interesting. And then he also does say, he's like, especially those, the ethereal can do it if they're powerful enough.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we've really heard about the ethereal yet.
I mean, they are ethereals.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. I thought maybe.
I thought they were.
Okay, maybe they are. I think they are.
Because that's what I thought we learned.
Like that's like the general term for Fae, kind of.
Yeah, because I think we learned it in 17. Actually, let me find something.
Okay. And she's kind of like, God damn, like I wish I had my memories. Like having my memories back would make this so much easier. And he is, you know, they're kind of talking, and then he's like, well, you know, like there's someone that can help you learn these things a lot faster. And she's like, no. And he's like, Ruin. And she's like, no, I know, but no. And he's like, he has a ridiculous amount of knowledge for the court and the kinds of Fae, and he always has a way of explaining it without wanting your head to explode. And then she does say, she's like, well, I said no. And he drops it.
I just think that it's funny because like her follow-up is like, ugh, he's just like so intense, but like also like, I just can't be around him. Like,
yeah. She's like, he's so intense. The last thing she wanted was another lesson from him. And she was like, he's too intense, too unreadable, and too frustratingly good at getting under her skin.
Yeah, like I love that she's like, he kind of just bothers the fucking shit out of me, and I just can't do it right now.
So valid. And then, you know, she kind of sees a flicker of shadow out of the corner of her eye, and she's like, hold on, like, did you see that? And now she's like really set unease. And Taryn didn't see it. And then she was like, wow, like it feels like something in the air shifted. Like something is wrong. The air is different. Which we've all, maybe not all, but a lot of people have been in a situation where like you're just put at unease. And it does, like the air I feel like does feel just different. When you're put in a situation where you're like, this just feels uneasy. Something's wrong. And she's like, I think someone's watching us. And Taryn immediately moves in front of her. And he's like, no, we're not gonna, no. And like puts his arm kind of like around her. And something moves in the corner, and a book all of a sudden like flies through the darkness. And then she's like, is this normal? And he's like, this is not normal.
I also love that like we need to check to see what is normal in this world, because just in case.
Yeah. And I do love the little acknowledgments of, because she's still learning this world, where it is that well, I don't know if this is normal, so I'm going to ask to make sure that I'm not going crazy and feeling like this isn't normal. And I just love that. It's like, what, 2 lines, that little acknowledgement. Is this normal? No, this is not normal. That's all you need. And I think it brings such a realness to the situation and to the world. And Taryn doesn't hesitate, and he grabs, like, Talia and, like, relocates them.
Mm-hmm.
And Talia immediately is like, God, I hate that. Like, because it makes her stomach so upset.
Yeah.
And
she's like,
yeah. And
I
I
also
think,
just
I
think
thought
like
this
she's
is,
not prepared.
no.
Because I have a feeling like she's going to be able to do it. But also, in chapter 14, I found it.
Okay.
Casimir says, but ethereals have elemental magic.
Okay.
So they have elemental magic, so they are ethereals.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then, like, during this, he's, like, trying to translocate her, and he's like,
and I guess that's
something's...
the type of fae that they are.
Okay, so ethereal is a type of fae.
Yeah, because each fae has a different type of magic that they specialize in. So for instance, like pixies, I guess, are a type of fae, and their main power is like translocation
And glamour.
Well, it is stated that most faes, if they're strong enough, have a second
You're right.
ability.
You're right. Yeah.
And it could be either glamour or beguiling.
Got it.
So that's the thing. So I feel like most fae that have magic, and so faes are also, I'm assuming that pixies are just like another.
Yeah. Subset of a subset.
Yeah, subset of a subset.
Yeah. And, so he kind of looks at Talia and is like, hey, like, something's interfering with my translocation. And
yeah.
She was like, God, this is the one time that my guards didn't decide to be up my ass. Like, they're outside the door. And she was like, I think my guards are scared of the teacher. Like, of Lady...
yeah, so valid, though.
Seraphine.
Yeah.
And... yeah, so valid.
But also, I feel like in certain etiquette things, I don't know if they're allowed to be in there.
That's
like,
true.
I wonder if they
know.
would have gotten scolded, and that's why they were like, yeah, I think we're just gonna wait out here.
Yeah.
Or if, like, somebody, like, slightly, like, fidgeted, she would have, like, scolded them. How dare you move?
Literally.
You're not supposed to move.
You are a guard. You're supposed to stand completely, utterly still.
Be no blinking allowed.
Literally. And so then she's like looking in by the door. She sees a face, but she can't make out anything other than 2 silver eyes. And everything returned, like right after that, everything returned how it was. Like the lights were appearing glow, like regular, like golden glow, and all the candles were returning. And Taryn, like, translates them again because now he has the ability.
Yeah.
And now they're in her room, and she's like, hey, I need to go tell Ruin about this, so stay.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Yeah,
Your guards will be
like,
here in a second.
We gotta go. We gotta tell people about this,
Yeah. And so then we get, actually, in the next chapter, so now we're going into chapter 20.
Yeah, into chapter 20.
Yeah, chapter 20, thank you. And we actually get, this is a Renier chapter, which I thought, we haven't gotten him yet. So it's fun to see, kind of go into heads of other characters. It's fun to, like, because we listen to the audiobook, and so it's fun to kind of see the, like, ooh, who's this next chapter going to be about?
Yeah.
I am enjoying that.
Yeah, I mean, but even in the book, like, you still get that, ooh, who's this next chapter going to be about? Because
it's the same thing. So whenever you're going to the next chapter,
titles are not, labeled as that character.
Yeah.
But it's very fun to see that. But I like that we're getting the different points of view, and I really did enjoy this chapter just in terms of, like, seeing certain things.
Yeah. And so this is, like, where we actually kind of see Casimir and Rainier's friendship.
Yeah.
For the first time, like, where it's just them alone. And I love how he's just sitting there, like, how I imagine is Rainier's kind of sitting there with his, like, feet up on the desk, just like, oh, God. And, like, Hank, like, just kind of sitting there, and then Casimir's pacing in front. That's kind of how I imagined it.
Yeah.
And I love how he's like, well, Casimir's just grumbling about stupid girls and human influence. Like, not even paying attention to really, but just like clocking that that's what it's about. And I do love how Rainier goes, you know, that's our future queen and my sister you're mumbling about. I love it. I love how he called him out. And then, oh God, me. And how he goes like, well, that's not the Talsandra we know. So like, just like this disconnect that he has where he's like, oh no, that's not her. So I can complain about her because that's not her.
Yeah, but then I do like how Rainier is very like but is it not? She's always been like this. You're just not used to. She's always been
hard-headed.
You're just not used
feisty.
to being on the receiving end of this.
I love it.
And
I love that he was like,
and I love the fact that he is very like, he does seem like very much like a little prince, like well, I did nothing wrong to warrant this. And it's like and then once again, Rainier is like there being like, you did kind of fucking kidnap her, like just casually.
And like told her that she has to marry you.
Yeah. And like, then have been like repeatedly telling her like, we're going to get married and that's it. So like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but the fact he's like, I've done nothing to deserve. And I love how Rainier goes, well, you kidnapped her.
Well, you know, like you just casually, you know, fucking kidnapped her and.
Yeah.
You know.
So like, how did you feel about that interaction? Because I feel like that.
I mean, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was very much like, yeah, we do get to see like that dynamic of like a friend calling out a friend in a way. But I also just felt like we saw like once again like that dynamic of that Rainier is first and foremost an older brother.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost really values his sister.
Yeah. What did you think of, because I feel like that also, even though it's like, you know, a little snippet of it, what did you think that we already knew, but how we're really seeing Casimir's psyche with all of this situation?
Yeah, I think it's also one of those things where it's like, it's not necessarily like his psyche, but it's just like the expectation.
Okay. Yeah, like his point of view, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what you mean by that in terms of that. Like,
yeah, I kind of meant like his thoughts on the situation. And Talia.
I think we're also seeing the expectation that the political things would click sooner, and they would just be getting married because, you know, when they were 17, that was the plan, and she was very much like, you know, telling Rune, like, I can't tell people that we want to be together. Like, we have a political duty. And that's why I'm like, does Casimir even know that they're fated?
Yeah. I don't know.
And then that's the thing. Like, does Casimir even know that they're fated? Because, like, once again, because it's within a family, same, but slightly different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, regardless, that family still has very powerful ties.
You
know? But it's also, like, we're seeing where, you know, Cass and Talia seems like they grew up close to each other, but very much supervised with each other. Comparatively, and then probably most likely only spent supervised time together. And the reason why I say that is because if Rainier and Rune both have experienced this very hard-headed, feisty side of her, that means that they most likely saw her, yes, within some lessons, but I don't know, but also like outside of lessons, because if this teacher was like this, like since they were kids, like I'm sure that is at a certain point, you know, when you're older, you're just like understanding like, hey, this is how I need to act for this to like end sooner.
Yeah, it's almost like you just keep your head down. You're like, it's fine. We can
Yeah,
get through
yeah. It's
this.
like we're like it's a school setting. Like we're just gonna
Yeah.
nod our head and say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir,
Yeah.
and then just like carry on with our lives because it's too much of a fucking hassle to do that. To
Yep.
like say anything necessarily. That's because the subject isn't gonna change. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so it's like I think that because they were in such a controlled setting, it was very much we're having like, a supervised like luncheon, or we're having like a supervised like, type of interaction. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're having a supervised walk. Like, we're walking in the garden with our chaperone,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
very much that comparatively to, you know, what she had like with her brother, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's much more of a casual relationship. And
Yeah.
even with Rainier, it seems to be like a more of a casual relationship, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, for sure. I also do love how when they're having this and he's just calling him out and like calling him out and calling him out, he goes, well, like, did you invite me here just to mock me?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like I think it's funny that like Cass came to like Rainier's room on the request of Rainier, and he's like sitting there like talking about himself,
Mm-hmm.
and like very
Yeah.
much preoccupied with, his world and what he has going on.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, you can kind of tell that, at least from my perspective, that he'd been doing it for a second because it's just the way the sentence alone was Casimir's just grumbling about girls and,
Yeah, just like
human influence.
this is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
what are we actually doing here?
Yeah. And, Rainier's eventually kind of like, hey, like, they got word that the Unseelie King wants to send their best assassin to find Talia.
Well,
And
he has a hunch.
he has a
that
hunch.
that's most likely what would happen.
Yeah. And he's like, why don't you send me? Because, like, I'm a good temptation because I'm her brother. And, he was like, because like Casimir, it kind of broke Casimir out of like the fog of like what he's thinking about. And he's like, hey, like, do you really think you're a match for Drina?
Yeah.
And like, he's like, you really think you can help, like, outmaneuver one of the deadliest assassins in the realm?
Yeah. And like
Which is
reputation precedes her. She is like
Yeah.
one of the best ones in the realm.
Yeah. And I do love how he does say it's like, she's good, but no one is untouchable.
It's true. It's like
It's true. Everyone has a weakness.
Everybody has
Like, I don't
something.
think,
But like,
do you think it's possible to not have a weakness, or do you think everybody has a weakness?
I think everybody has a weakness. That to me seemed like a very silly question.
It was a very silly question. I feel like some people think they don't have a weakness, but everybody has weakness.
Called charisma.
But it's also that's where
that's crazy.
Literally. And that's obviously where it's like some people like love is a double-edged sword because it can be it can be a downfall.
For sure.
And
like a lot of people like do that. And like here's the thing is like I'm sorry. Like it's one of those things where it's like anything could do that for somebody. Like, let's talk about any of like the Taken movies, or any of like the Jason Bourne series, or like John Wick. Like, those were all people that were motivated by different things.
yeah.
Obviously Jason Bourne wanted to get his identity back.
Yep.
Taken, I'm gonna get my daughter back.
John Wick avenged the dog.
And John Wick was, you killed my dog, so I'm gonna kill everything that you love too.
So valid though.
So valid. See? And so it's like
that's why it's like if someone hurt or like murdered my dog, I would be in jail.
Yeah, but like everybody has a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And here's the thing is, like, supposedly Jason Bourne had no weaknesses, but he wanted his identity back so badly that he was willing to do all of those things and, like, to,
and it's I guess
fight
people
for
could
that.
argue, it's like, well, is it
So-
a weakness because look how strong he is? And I'm like, no, it is a weakness because look what he's doing because of it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Because if you didn't need it and you didn't want it and you didn't desire it, you wouldn't have done those things to get it back.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know. I feel like all of those things you can be like inherently.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody does. But yeah, there are of course going to be people that think that they don't, which I think is an interesting type of mentality, but like good for you. Keep that charisma up.
Yeah. For sure. And it's also, I feel like it depends on where you are in your life and what you're doing. I feel like when you are at a point where, like, when you're really, really lonely, I could see someone kind of going, oh, like, I don't have a weakness. What around me would cause a weakness? You know what I mean? But the weakness is you.
Me, I'm like, I don't know.
But the weakness is, like, you know, kind of forcing yourself to be alone. If you're in that situation. Like, where you're like, oh, it made sense. I'm using, okay, so the book that
I see, the thing is, I feel like the reason why it doesn't make sense for me is because, like, in societal views, I would be considered lonely, but I make sure that I'm not because I constantly, like, surround myself with people and friends that I love.
Yeah.
You know, regardless if it is, like, a relationship or, like an actual, like, partner like that.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's also interesting
the
if we
answer
got
is
into the
no.
topic of, like,
I don't know,
societal weaknesses in quotes versus like personal weaknesses. Very, very, very different.
Exactly. And so it's like here we're seeing where Casimir is really trying to, like, fall into those societal lines, but you can also see that Casimir is very insecure and very entitled to Talia's time and her.
Yeah. And then, you know, because of this, and now he's focused more on, you see those kind of worries and stuff slip away and kind of shift to his friend.
Yeah. Which is nice, but it's also like we get, you know, he's like, oh, like, yes, they do joke around and he's like, hey, like, please don't die. Like, I really, like, but it's I also, need you and I want you here. But then to hear Casimir's, like, to hear, like, Rainier say.
But also it does turn back to, like, yes, he's not really thinking, in quotes, about Talia at the moment, but it does turn around. Like, if he, like, his motivation, if you listen, was like, hey, if you get caught, they're not just going to kill you, they're going to use you to get to Talia.
Yeah. But I guess.
And that's exactly what happened.
I mean, you don't know that's exactly what happened.
Okay, that's true.
Because
I don't know
we haven't read that far in the book.
Yeah.
Yes, we can assume that that's what's going to happen.
That's what would happen.
But also, Rainier knows that. Rainier's fully in.
I was just pointing out the fact
that is very aware that is most likely what's going to happen because that's the bait.
I was just pointing out the fact that, like, if we kind of go way back in the beginning when Taryn was going to go to the human realm, Ruin was concerned for Taryn and, like, hey, like, I want you to be safe. Whereas, like, yes, Casimir is concerned for Rainier, but there is that, no, but they're going to use you, like, to get to her. So the concern is still obviously about her. And I know that always is about her. And it makes sense because it's like, that is a very political thought process.
Yeah. And we're just,
like, as a friend, you're seeing him kind of, not that he, I don't know if I'll word this correctly, but, like, you're seeing him still care more about her than him putting his life in danger.
Yeah. It's also, like, one of those things where, like, you know, he openly is like, you know, you're not just, like, a pawn in this. You're one of the best guards and like a brother to me. And that's what Casimir says to him.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I mean, you know, this is like an incredibly dangerous mission. And like, yes, they do joke about it. They're like, hey, like, you know, if you like, just try not to get yourself killed. And, you know, Rainier's like jokingly says like, oh, you know, it's okay. At least I'll die the handsomest guard that you've ever had. And he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get that engraved on your tombstone. And you know,
he's like, make sure it's
Rainier's
engraved in gold.
Yeah, make sure it's engraved in gold. I have expensive taste, you know.
Yeah.
And so, but it's also like this seems like very much the banter of men that don't talk about their feelings with each other.
Yes. Yes. And I do love the line like he has to start like gathering supplies, his daggers and everything like that, like the maps and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do love how he's like, hey, like I'm not trying to be the hero. I'm trying to play with the odds.
Yeah, because here's the thing is Rainier knows that the reason why they would go after him is because to get to Talia. Because it's going to be easier to get to Talia if they have him.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where, you know, it's very much that is the odds. The odds are that they're going to go after me and not go after her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play those odds, and I'm going to play the odds that I can win and not be used as a pawn for them.
Yeah.
So
interesting tactic.
I mean,
smart.
Yeah, interesting, very smart, very like, you know.
But I love how it's not, he doesn't have like he's kind of joking around and stuff, but I love how he's like, no, like level-headed about it. Whereas I feel like some people would be like, no, I'm going to do this to try to save her. He's like, no, like that is his motivation, but it's no, like I'm looking at the situation. The odds might be in our favor. Like I'm going to play those odds. I'm not trying to be the hero. I'm just trying to see what we could do with what's best for the situation.
But also it's like it's something he even like it's openly stated like it's not really the danger about it that is like his motivation or anything like that, but it's the idea of the challenge that really excites him, you know. And Ashley's gonna sneeze. Yeah, sneeze, Ashley. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. That was much quieter.
Yeah. Ow. I sneeze louder because it hurts my back less.
No, I know. But I mean, you just even you like just pushing like your mic away that far was very helpful.
Helpful?
Yeah. I think if you push the mic away the mic away that far, you could just sneeze and you would not have to do anything like holding it in or anything.
I mean, I could always try. I'll be nice to you.
Because I know that I know that it hurts your back. I just make fun of you because you sneeze a lot. But once again, I cough all the time.
Isn't it so interesting? I was like, I don't know. I've always been a person that my grandmother can sneeze like 10 times in a row.
That's crazy. I've never been a sneezer. I've always been a cougher.
So I've been the other way around. I'm normally a sneezer over a cougher. Every once in a while, though, I'll get in a phase where I'll get like, I don't know if you've ever gotten this. The best way I could describe it is you get like this pinprick in your throat and it just won't go away. And it's like so itchy. And then like it gets to the point where like you can't breathe really.
No, that's okay. That's an asthma thing or whatever.
I don't know, because it's not like my lungs are clogged, but if I breathe, I start coughing. Because it's like right here.
That's weird.
I could take like right here. It's like a little pinprick in my throat. Awful. Like I got to the point. I remember so vividly. I was taking a final.
Ashley has trouble living.
I do. It's okay.
We all know. Ashley has a really hard time breathing.
Math final. I think this was my freshman year, because it was after my knee surgeries. So this was my freshman year. I was taking a math final, and I just started coughing, and like I had to leave the room because I was coughing so hard, and like I was like gagging, like literally, like I just couldn't get this to go away. It was awful.
Damn, that sucks.
It really sucked. And so, but I'm not much of a cougher. I'm more of a sneezer, and I once sneezed 32 times in a row in the shower for some reason.
That you counted that.
Yeah, because it wouldn't stop. And because I mean, like, in a row, within probably, like, I was probably in the shower for, like, 10, 15 minutes, I sneezed 32 times.
That's so cool.
It was awful. It was not cool at all.
That sounds so cool.
Anyway, you were saying, Kaylee. It's the challenge
don't
that's exciting
really
him.
know. Okay, thank you. I was like, I don't know, Ashley. That's why I was like, I'm trying to like look at notes and you're still talking and I'm just like getting more lost. Because now I'm like, did we hit those notes? Did we not? Sorry. My brain is really slow today.
That's
and
okay.
I really just can't. I'm trying so hard, guys. I'm so sorry that this is just the way that this is today. Kaylee's brain did not show up today, and
is it still in bed?
This is very difficult. No, it's not in bed. It's just it's trying, but it's really not trying well. It's not in bed
gas.
because I'm still talking. So
that's true.
I'm not asleep. Because normally, if Ashley calls me and I'm asleep, she goes, "Oh, are you asleep?" And I say yes, and she says goodbye, and I say okay. I don't even know if I say okay. I just
no, you go.
Yeah, like that's it.
And then sometimes you go, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, go back to sleep. And then you go to sleep. Literally. And anyway, so he's excited about the challenge. That's gonna be like it's a challenge.
Yes,
that's
he's
not
more
the danger.
excited about he's more excited about the challenge of like taking on this like, you know, somebody that like this opponent that's really going to like challenge his skills and like challenge like if he has what it takes. But it's also like not only that, is like it's kind of odd. It's just like the way that he like it's just like the way that Casimir says this, like, you know, I guess it's like oh, you're like a brother to me, like people are like oh, like that's more than friends, but it's like I don't know, I just don't feel like that's as endearing.
I don't know, because it's like,
but it's also like
me calling you like, oh, like you're like a sister to me. But I feel like best friends has a higher ring. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I would just like say both.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like I think that it also just depends on whether or not you're a person that's very much like a blood is thicker than water person. Yeah. But like I'm not.
Yeah, I think and that's why we're like, no, like a best friend, and
you know, and so it's just like one of those things where it's like I do believe that your chosen family will always be the most likely the better family.
At least it's stronger because you chose
and so, you know, like blood has literally nothing to do with it. You know,
and you can have like your sibling in it.
Yeah, but sure.
That's still your chosen family.
Exactly. But it's like also like sometimes, you know, those siblings aren't even blood related.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like once again we're at that impasse of like,
is blood really thicker than water?
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you know,
and so it's just like you know, I also like don't know, like as a dude I just don't know if I can relate. Maybe they're like
dude bros.
Yeah. I don't know. Dude brother bros. Dude bros. Dude bro brothers. Yeah, bro, we're brothers. I don't know.
Dude,
very redundant. Dude bro brothers. Because bro is literally just a...
Anyway, so what did Casimir say? You said it sounded interesting. Or was it the brother thing?
No, like that is what that is. It's like they haven't called him a friend. And then not only that is like like you hear like Rainier's inner thought of like, oh, it's like it's the challenge that really excites him. And then like, you know, once like Rainier is like gone, you know, and Casimir's alone, he's like brave.
Yep.
Brave, but like what a loyal fool. Like reckless and brave, but fucking reckless.
Yeah, but like also loyal, but reckless. Like he's not happy with this choice.
But like the fact that Casimir like openly calls him a loyal fool.
Yeah.
Like loyal to a fault. Like you are a loyal fool.
Yeah.
And reckless, but brave. Loyal, but so reckless. But I
Mm-hmm.
think it's the fact that he is called a fool,
Yeah.
you know? And then also, okay, I'm going to be so for real about this one. I was a little confused about the timeline of when this fucking murder happened and when the library thing happened. Because, like, you know, Casimir walks out and then all of a sudden he sees Taryn running,
Mm-hmm.
looking frantic. And, you know, Taryn's like, there's been another murder. And I'm like, since when? When did that
Yeah.
happen?
Also, the way that that room was described,
Oh, yeah.
so good. But yes, I was also confused. I'm like, weren't you telling Ruin about that? But I wonder if he was like on his way to go tell him, saw the murder, and then saw Cass first, and so he just went.
But why would he not just translocate?
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, that's where this part seems slightly fishy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you're like, when
Why
did this
you...
murder happen? And
Yeah.
then, because we didn't see the
'Cause you were supposed to
interaction.
be going to... Yeah. So why... What are your thoughts on that? Are you following the same line that I'm following?
No, yeah, I am. Because, you know, but here's the thing is...
Do you think it's going to be Taryn that's
the
working
the motivation of it, because, you know, Cass was openly like, oh, is this Rainier? Sorry, not Rainier. Is this Rune? Is this Rune that did this murder?
The first one or this one?
The first one.
Yeah. I was like, I don't remember him saying it this one, so it's the first one.
Well, yes, but it's one of those things where it's like if that was the first assumption, and then we see Taryn, like, you know, coming and being like, oh, you know, somebody was murdered. And not saying anything about what happened in the library.
Yeah.
I think that it's interesting in certain terms because it's like I feel like it can't be Rune because I thought the motivation for the murder was for Talia to come back sooner.
Yeah.
So what would the purpose of like this other murder be, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
But you know, like Casimir does double the guards in front of Talia's room, and then also, like, you know, tells Taryn to like set an alarm and do things, and he's openly like, oh, I'm going to go to the border and look at it myself, you know, because technically he had people check on it for him. Didn't have Taryn do it, but had Kaylin do it last time.
Yeah.
And Kaylin is like one of like the guards like assigned to Talia now.
Yeah. And just I'm gonna read it because it was very good. But like when Cass gets into the room, like he says he steps into the room, the metallic scent of blood hit him first, thick and oppressive, but his eyes quickly found the body, tied at the wrist between two
sconces.
Thank you. A woman drooped, the weight of her body pulling against the ropes. Blood pooled beneath her, the red hair stark against the stone floor. Her wings were in tatters, and bright hair hung like the curtains obscuring her face.
Yeah.
And then like blood streamed down her pale skin.
Yeah, the red
almost
blood
staining every inch of
stark
it
against the floor.
Yeah.
Not her
this one was more
red
savage.
hair.
It's barely any of her dress remained.
Yeah, it was much more savage, yeah.
And I was like, first off, phenomenal. Second.
Yeah. Yeah, very chilling. And, you know, like, Casimir does, like, look around for, like, another thing written. Like, another, like, note or another message, and doesn't see anything. And it's just, like, very much like a, what is this?
Yeah.
But also,
and
like,
they
the
do
fact
say
that it
like,
happened
oh, it's
in
growing
the kitchen.
bolder.
Yeah, the murderer is growing bolder. And that, you know, they are so close to her.
Yeah. And like you said, now he's going to go check the borders because he was like, apparently I can't have anyone do it for me.
Yeah,
in his head.
It's also like the idea of is Casimir that much more powerful?
Or I think it's more of a control thing. Like, let me go check.
Makes
Because
sense.
what if they miss something? Only
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a control thing. Like, God, I sent someone else. Let me just go do it myself.
Yeah. Or is it just the fact that you don't have anybody that you trust anymore in the castle because Rainier is no longer there? But then also, like, he immediately is like, oh, what am I going to tell Talia?
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to tell her? Because, like, they've gotten close now.
Yeah.
So that is, like, another, like, thing that he's thinking about, too.
Yeah. But yeah, it is really interesting thinking about that Taryn was the one that told him, but you were supposed to be telling.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, where was the timeline? But also it's like Taryn did seem very flustered at seeing at seeing, you know, the shadow thing appear in the library, and like he was very shaken, and we know that Talia's room is like semi close to the kitchen. Yeah. So it's like the maybe just like on the way out, because like he walks out of the room first, and so maybe he like, you know, heard the commotion in the hallway, went down, checked, and then panicked even more.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, if Taryn is a twist, it would like, be a pretty good twist to do.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Absolutely. I think that would be a fantastic twist.
Yeah. But going into chapter 21, I was really excited. I wasn't expecting it. At least, I don't know why I wasn't. But we get a point of view from Drina?
Mm-hmm.
Who is she's from the Unseelie Court. She's the assassin. Yeah. That they were talking about. So we get to see her point of view.
And this is like the first glimpse that we actually get to see in the Unseelie Court.
I love that we get to see it and it's not just talk.
Yeah. And I like that, you know, openly it is stated, like, the court isn't known for anything else but cruelty.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And someone comes up to her and says, like, hey, like, King is summoning you. And so, like, a guard is walking her to the castle. And she's like, oh, God, like, I hate when people walk behind me. And she knew immediately, she's like, this is going to be a hard job because they called me. Like, she's at one of the best at what she does. And
yeah, but I also think it's the timing of it, too.
Yeah, for sure. You know. And she, you know, gets there and she, like, immediately has to, like, steel herself. She's like, don't show any emotion. You're just here. And she's like, she has to stand here because she doesn't want another reason for her to be punished by him.
Yeah.
And
she doesn't want another reason to, like, be in the same room with this man any longer than she needs to be.
Yep. And, you know, the way he's like, oh, it's so good to see you again. I mean, the way this man was, oh, God, disgusting. It was written so well, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Like, he just seemed
so good.
Like, very, like, gross and, like, skeevy and, like, just very, like, that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah. And the king tosses a scroll towards her and has a photo of Rainier on it. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of saying, like, oh, like, this is the sibling, like, and he is out in the forest for some reason.
Yeah. You
need to go, like, get him because he's the key to getting to them.
Yeah.
So they were falling into the trap that they were trying to set.
Yep.
And she does say, she's like, wow, like, he's really pretty. Like,
wow,
this is a gorgeous man. This is a gorgeous man. And she's like, well, too bad, I'll have to kill him by the end of the week.
Yeah. She's like, damn, he was so pretty. But
yeah,
kind of sucks he's got to die, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, you could at least fuck him first. It's okay.
Yeah, just go fuck him in the forest and then kill him.
Yeah. But interesting, she's a halfie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the king kind of tells her, like, oh, so Talia had returned, but she's being protected by her court. We need to draw her out, and the best way to do that is her brother.
Uh-huh.
So they are definitely falling into the little situation that they're trying to get them in.
But also, like, the fact
And
that she didn't know, she was shocked by that information, you know?
yeah, and she like is shocked
She
at
was
first, and she's
really,
like, no, you
truly,
need to
truly
steel
shocked.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like she can't even show shock, any emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, is this gonna be a problem? And she goes, no, not at all.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm gonna set out first thing in the morning. And then, oh god, and then he's like, well, now that business is over, the shadows like start like rubbing against her, like very caressingly, like very like a caressed way.
Mm-hmm.
And she like tries not to recoil, and he tells the people in the room like, leave us.
Yeah.
And ew, what? And how she's like, oh yeah, like his eyes are just roaming my body freely.
Yeah.
And
Like
and
a
like,
possession almost.
like, and he says like a predatory gaze.
Mm-hmm.
Like a possession predatory gaze is just like raking over her, and I'm like, ew, sir, you don't need to do that. And she like walks towards him,
I mean, it
because he
kind of goes
motions
with like
for
the
her.
creepiness of the vibe.
Oh, for
It
sure.
goes with the vibe,
And like,
you know.
he motions like, hey, like, come here. So she walks towards him, and like he grabs her like behind her neck, like
Mm-hmm.
like how, I don't know, like you grab how you like caressingly grab someone behind their neck but firmly. That made no sense, did it? Kaylee, you try to describe that. I can describe it when I'm writing. This is harder.
It was just the way that you said that. You could have just said, and he firmly grasped the back of her neck and pulled her close to him. Like,
Literally.
that's all you needed to say. You didn't have to be like, and caressingly, firmly grabbed her neck. I was like, what? Why was the caressing part like still a part of the conversation? Just say that he grabbed her neck firmly and pulled her closer.
You're right. Thank you, Kaylee.
Like,
Thank you, Kaylee. That was much better. And she's like, how do I get out of this? Like, what's my best way to get out of this? And she like says it in a very like flirty way too, like really playing up the act of it. And it's like, Your Majesty, I should sleep tonight if this job is going to be as difficult as I think it's going to be.
yeah.
And he pulls his hands away and goes, ugh, and like kind of like moves it down to her hips, I feel like, because he grabbed her lower. And
Did it say that? I don't really remember.
I can double check.
I'm going to be so for real. I don't remember if he grabs her again. I thought he still had like his hand on her neck, and then that's where he says it. There is he still has like his hand on her, and it's like, okay, well maybe you're right.
His fingers lingered for a moment longer, tightening them on her waist.
Okay.
Before he reluctantly pulled away.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like, you were right. This will be a challenge, and I'd like you to return in one piece. You may go now. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he also wants it done before the big.
Yeah, he says, I'd like you to return
event?
before the revel. I have some very important guests I'd like you to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's really excited. Like, in her head, she's like, oh my gosh, like, I got an excuse. I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. And she's like, but I won't have that excuse for long.
Yeah. It's very much like that thing of like, I just don't like being around him. But, kind of goes into her like background a little bit about like, how she was an orphan and how she only got into this business because she like tried to run away from like.
So her mother died in childbirth. So that's where we're getting the childbirth from.
Maybe
and then her dad didn't want anything to do with her. And like her dad made her like be raised by the staff. And
he sold her.
Then he sold her when she realized she was worth more than like labor.
Yeah.
So he sold her to the castle, and then she killed her, the guard escorting her on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of punishing her, it was like the king found her enticing.
Yeah, it was very intriguing to him.
Yeah, and I was like, ew.
But she also like never met her mentor.
Yeah, she only fought her teacher, and it earned her beatings.
Well, like she never saw him. I don't know if
she never saw his face.
Fought?
No, I think she never saw his face.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry, my brain is really.
You're fine. You're doing good.
Gone, so I couldn't tell you.
She looked and she's like, oh, like he's already at the border of the unseelie court. Like, why is he there? And so she goes and gets a horse and starts heading out into the forest. So now they're going to go meet. And that's where that chapter ends. But I thought it was really great
also
that we
really
got...
interesting that she is a halfie. I just like want to like actually throw it out there. Because like it was very clear that humans and Fae don't really meet and they don't really mate.
Because it's also interesting if you think about it, that's from a different realm.
Yeah, like
how did they meet?
Was she born in the human realm? Was she born in the Fae realm?
Mm-hmm.
Did
how
the
did
mother
parents meet?
Did the mother die because she was part Fae? Did the mother die because... Well, no, just I don't know, maybe the labor process is different.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's longer, and because they weren't in a human hospital.
Yeah.
They were unequipped medically to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with that.
Because it's different species of things.
Yeah.
So, you know, like that's why I have a lot of questions about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we do know that like people go over there often because like they even say like when, you know, they were in the human realm that like Talia and Steven, you know, ran into that dude.
That's true.
Yeah, and he was an unseelie knight that was just there to hang out and party and wreak havoc and eat humans. So, like...
Yeah. So it's interesting to see... I kind of want to see more of the dynamics between the worlds.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of see how that is. But I'm really happy that we got a point of view from the unseelie. So we got to see it. And see what's happening over there, because we haven't seen that before. I'm very
excited to see more of that side. I also just, you know, prediction. I think that her and her and Rainy are somehow gonna be fated or get together, or at least have a romantic.
Oh, but imagine they get together and then she kills him. Oh,
I'm kind of down for it though.
I know, that'd be so good.
The yes queen, go for it.
Do you have any predictions from these chapters that we read? I know we kind of talked about them along the way, but
I mean, I do think that nothing. I don't know. Come back to me. Sorry.
Okay. I do think that Rainier and Drina are going to be fated mates. Mm-hmm. Interesting theory that, like, why is Taryn running from? And, like, the scene, I don't know 100% if it was him, but would it shock me? No. Like, I think that'd be an interesting path for him to go down.
Yeah.
I do want a fight between Casimir and Rune.
I think we're going to get that.
Yeah.
I think she is going to choose Rune.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
But probably not that's all my thoughts. Probably not in the way that we think.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where this goes. I mean, we're halfway through, so I'm guessing things are going to start picking up a little bit, and we get a little bit more of the situation more than learning the world.
Yeah.
But it was so well paced about learning the world.
Yeah, it was very well paced. It didn't seem rushed, and it didn't seem lacking in any detail.
Yeah.
You know, like
it wasn't like a huge training montage either.
Yes. Love that.
You're like, thank God.
I really love that, like, we just got, like, the little blip of, I'm starting to run and I hate it. And I'm like, so valid, because I would also hate to hear about you running every goddamn morning. No offense. But I just, you know me, I don't love training montages. I think they're fucking boring.
Yeah, like, I like how they're kind of doing it where it's like she is training, but it's in everything else.
Yes.
Like, it's oh, look, she's training. Okay, now here's the other things. Oh, look, a little bit. And, like, it's little blurps of it, which is really nice. But I'm excited to see what happens.
Yes, I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. If you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, hit all of the buttons. That'd mean the world to us. We also have a Buy Me a Coffee if you'd like to support us in any way, shape, or form. That'll be awesome too. We also have a subscribe or a button on Buzzsprout if that's easier as well. We also have a apparently I can't talk. We have an email list if you want some Q&As, behind the scenes, and all of those fun things.
Let's
but
go.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah, we really appreciate all of you. We'll see you on Wednesday. If you go to our Void of Nothingness, please check those out. We talk about random shit that's happening.
Literally
and
everything.
Literally
so
everything
fun.
and anything and nothing all at the same time.
Yes.
But then if not, we'll see you next Sunday for the next set of chapters. And the last thing we want to say to you is,
what did the void say to you?